born and raised in the South, I definitely have an affinity toward things that are made here locally. Maybe not here in my state of South Carolina, but down in Georgia there's a really cool knife company called Southern Grind, and they're making really high quality knives. And one of the really special things about this company is the owner is Zac Brown, who is the legendary singer that's really doing fantastic right now all across the country, kind of crossing over from country into pop and doing just a lot of things. Really talented guy. But he has a huge love for knives and blades. And so because of that, he started his own knife company, Southern Grind, making knives that he would personally want to carry. So here we have the Grandaddy, and this is the Grandaddy G2. It is a machete, but yet it's a special purpose machete. The way it's cut, and it's made from tool steel. In fact, it's 8670M high carbon steel, has a nice powder coat finish on it. The blade is about 11 inches. The G10 scales, very nicely executed. Fit is exceptional. The serrations, or the grooves in here, really allow for you to get a really good solid grip on the blade. It really balances well. The way the grip is tapered downward, it really allows you to get good grip. You're going to get good momentum on this blade when chopping. Now the heat treating process on this blade really makes this a useful bush knife. It starts out with 62 Rockwell hardness on the edge and then moves up to about 50 Rockwell hardness right here along the spine. And what that does, it allows it to flex. But according to Southern Grind, this can go up to a 90-degree angle without breaking, which is incredible. I don't think we're going to be able to get it to that, but we're going to test it some to just check it. So this is going to really give you a lot of life and strength. It's going to give you good edge retention with the 62 Rockwell hardness, and then again it's going to give you good flexibility. One of the things I found, especially with machetes and bush knives, is that the flexibility is important. It won't beat you to death. There's some give, and that's really important to keep the vibration down. Really nice black powder coat finish, and then with Southern Grind logo right here, and then G2 and the steel. It is made in the USA. In fact, it's made right outside of Atlanta. All the parts and all the materials are used. In fact, these are reclaimed vintage sawmill blades that have been recycled, for lack of a better term. And those really hold up well for this kind of steel. Of course, then they're heat treated and the process is brought up to modern standards. One of the things that's really cool is their facility down in Atlanta is a state-of-the-art facility. I mean, they use CNC machinery and they do a lot of different things. They do even the laser etching right there in-house. There is a standard stone-washed carbon steel blade that's really pretty, really nice, and it has micarta grips. It has a really unique piercing tip right here. Of course, the spine is about 1/10 of an inch, which, for a bush knife like this that you're cutting down certain things and using it for field use, that makes it really nice. This isn't a bushcraft knife per se, but one of the things you can do with this actually is dig with it. But it's an excellent chopper, and it's just going to be able to cut your way. It's a trailblazing knife is what I like to call it. This is a trailblazer. Okay, that's a trailblazer. One of the things that's really cool about this is it's great to keep, in a vehicle, keep in your truck, keep on a four-wheeler when you're going hunting, and it serves a really great purpose of just keeping things cut back. Now you see this unique cut right here in the blade, and that has to do with the sheath. Really nice Kydex sheath. It's going to keep the knife visible, and it's really skeletonized. So you bring in the blade, it fits, and then it clips right here into this little cutout. And it retains itself very well. Then you have straps here with snaps. This is going to give you extra retention. Then also you have a leg strap. and this is going to go around your leg. Of course, this can be adjusted, and there are slots all the way through, nicely braided. This is the OD green. It does come in an FDE, and it comes in a black as well. Just a flat, very minimal with a clip, but it's going to be lightweight. In fact, the sheath itself only weighs 6.4 ounces, while the blade weighs about 15 ounces.
Removed with one hand. Nice snap. Back in its sheath with one hand.
At the pommel, you do have a place for your lanyard, and has hex screws here, 3 of them, and of course it's full tang, which is going to be really important for durability. The overall length of the knife is just over 16 inches, and the blade is 10.88 inches, or just under 11 inches. So while it's not a really large knife, of course, obviously in my hand you'd think it was, but for a machete, it's really compact, and I think this is going to be really handy in the field. But one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to get out and we're going to chop with this thing. We're going to cut, and we're going to take this beautiful finish that's on here, and we're going to rough it up a bit. Now, if you're going to start crying about me cutting down live trees, then go ahead and click off the video now, because I've really put this knife through the test. And we're clearing out a large area, and what a better way to demonstrate that area than to go ahead and get to it. Cedar can be hard to cut through, and you know, as you can see, it was a little bit different than cutting some of those saplings, but it cut right through it. Love this wood. Bend this knife. Look how flexible that is. Look how straight it stays. Guys, in a matter of a few minutes, I've cleaned out about 8 trees. I mean, this thing just cuts. Did I mention this blade was sharp? Right from the factory. Also, it can be used as a throwing knife. No stump left behind. I've used this knife pretty good, but it looks a lot better than what I expected. Especially with powder coat finish, it just really has held up very well. Of course, this is a knife you use. It's not something to put away. So, you know, we're gonna clean it up, but I wanted to show you before I got it cleaned up. You're gonna have those scuffs, but really, edge held up very well. Very nice. Okay, here we go with it cleaned up. That is incredible. I mean, there is no marks. I'm having a hard time finding any kind of scuff or anything. The blade, just the edge of the blade was stained, and I cleaned it off. One of the best things I've found to clean knives, especially if you're using them really hard, is to take carburetor cleaner. It just breaks everything down. Then you'll need to lube it. And I just put some brake free on here of all things. But look at that. I mean, that looks just like it came out of the box. And I was throwing it at trees, cutting down saplings, chopping like crazy, batoning. I have to admit, I am really impressed. Good quality really shows through when you put something to good use. And that's one of the things about this Southern Grind Grandaddy. I'm gonna tell you what, I had a tough Grandaddy. I had two of them. They were tough as nails. So is this knife. Now you can go to southerngrind.com and check out a lot of the details, and there's some pretty cool videos on their processes of how they make these knives. They do a whole line of fixed blade, short fixed blade knives, more tactical, more defensive, or more for hunting, things like that. And then they do a really nice line of folding knives. So it's a whole array of different products and different knives that they do. They are down in the Atlanta, Georgia area and are doing a fantastic job. But one of the things, though, that I really like about this company is that Zac Brown is building a camp down there for kids. And he's using the profits for his companies down there to fund this camp, which I think is really fantastic. And there's more information again on his website, with him even talking about it on Southern Grind website. And the camp is going to be called Southern Ground. And so it's just really cool for him to be giving back to the community. He has a real passion for kids, has a real passion for knives, and definitely has a real passion for great music. So I think that you're going to find that the Southern Grind quality is going to be really exceptional for everyday field use. Now, Marshall down at Going Gear is the one who introduced me to Southern Grind, and these are available at Going Gear for $184.95. The Grandaddy by Southern Grind, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. The G10 scales have nice serrations. It's going to allow you to really get a good grip on the gun. On the gun. Yeah, let's get a good grip on this gun. Now let's take the old Grandaddy out and see if it's got the moxie. American by birth, Southern by the grace of God. Oh yeah. And you whiny babies that all cry about the trees, don't cut your grass. I mean, what's the difference?